Hey YouTube, this is Prometheus, guys, giving you more of the meta. So guys, I want to go ahead and show you some defensive gameplay against a guy that was running a lot of motion swing type stuff where he's motioning players out, and it really was causing me some issues defensively, but I actually jumped into a specific defensive set down in the red zone that gave me a stop and put me in a position where I was able to go ahead and beat this guy because it was actually, he couldn't stop my offense either. So anytime I set up my defense, usually I'm going to go ahead and just leave my quarterback match up. I don't want my guys to motion over, so I always disable that, which in this particular gameplay, maybe that was a bad decision. Option read, conservative. Option pitch, aggressive. If a guy's playing a pitch play, I want to make sure I take that away and have him run with his quarterback. RPO, conservative. RPO, pass key, conservative. And then I really haven't been changing around my zone drops. Now the guy comes out of single back, bunch X nasty, and kind of what I'm running right now is kind of a base defense. It's just going with just a cover 4 drop, just to get a feel for what my opponent's doing. I'm going to come back to this defense a little bit later on in the game, but it is a defense that I like to do when I'm just trying to get a feel for what my opponent likes to do. He actually does not find the hole correctly, get a nice little block shed, put him into a third down situation. This is where I'm going to go ahead and jump in this. He actually goes out with basically a spread defense, and I've got basically 5 guys in the box. So it's one of those situations where he's got me spread out, and then I think he audibles into a different type of play. He goes into this set play right here, and you take a look at the alignment of this guy. This guy's really tight inside, so usually when you see people that are off alignment a little bit, sometimes he's actually running. So basically what he's doing is using one of the meta plays that are online. It's just a double post. He's got a drag, he's got a flat, and he's got a corner in this type of situation. And I had matching principles with the cover 9, and he catches it, and I catch this guy for a no gainer. So he's 3rd and 8. Now I get a little bit greedy, decide to go and hit this guy with a blitz. So I go into the mid blitz, cover 4, and he's an empty. So this is an empty set, which really is supposed to be like a set where the running back's in the backfield, because I think it was a doubles type or like a spread type set. So this kind of caught me off guard. I didn't really have my adjustments up correctly. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, I've got to lock into this guy. This is going to be a threat. And if this guy kind of carries over, I just got to hope that he doesn't do that. But look what he does with this play. He chooses to go ahead and use an auto motion, and he's got this guy swinging out and wheeling up, and this guy's going to get carried out, and I've got to kind of defend against this middle position. So I'm actually in a really bad bind right now, so I don't really know what to do. I actually kind of bite in, and he goes ahead and throws it over to the left side, and I get myself completely out of position. And you can see he houses me with this other play where he just takes it to the house right here. So that was a good play by him, just bad defense from me. I should have probably set it where I was just going with basically kind of a coverage type set, just because he was going into that wheel. So now I go ahead and jump into cover 9 single 3-3 single mug. I'm going to do the Texas 4-man. I like this because it does get pretty good block shed action, and it does get some action in the backfield. And I think this is the same setup he had previously. He actually tries running it. You can see right here he actually does like a keeper with the quarterback. I'm able to go ahead and tackle him for basically a 1-yard gainer, which, you're getting 1 yard in a play. It's really not, it's not giving you a short change to work with. Now he jumps back into the same play once again, and I actually jump into this defender off the edge, and the matching principles is out there, and he actually takes a shot up top, and you can see right there I actually make a play at it. But I didn't like how the guys were crossing over the middle of the field on that play, so I just didn't really like that coverage at all for the most part. So back into cover 9 once again. Now he's got 3 wide receivers over here. He's got his tight end, his running back, and basically I always see something like this. I always think about verticals. It's just a very common play. Those are going to be the plays that you're going to see in these trip sets. So I QB contain. He actually motions this guy off, resets the play, I think, and then he goes ahead and runs another play in this type of situation. So he actually goes ahead, and he's got basically kind of like a verticals play, but he's got a little check down right here with the running back. I got it matched up, but you could see that he just throws it right to the running back, and I get him to a 4th and 4. So got another opportunity to get a stop against this guy. Huddles. And basically I kind of switched things up a little bit. I go with cover 3. in this type of situation with the anticipation that he might try to come across the middle. Now he motions this guy over, he switches things up a little bit. So this guy was actually making some changes and adjustments, and he actually had like some type of auto motion with an outs. It was a really good play. It was a good decision because he's playing the underneath route. So I got to hand it to this guy. He basically had ways to get first downs, and his defense, or his set was pretty good. So he actually goes in the single back, motions this guy over right here, and he actually goes, he's got like basically an outside run. I'm able to go ahead and my guys get all picked up by blockers, but my middle linebacker does not get picked up, and that's the speed with Edmonds. He's actually a really good middle linebacker. He's got some size to him. So now he goes back to this shotgun type formation. I'm going to stay with basically cover 4. Right here, he's got a little motion, and he just hits me with a simple mesh concept. So he's got a guy coming this way. He's got a running back underneath, and he's checking everything down. He's doing everything underneath. And I think this is where I decide, I'm like, okay, I need to switch things up a little bit against this guy. So now I go ahead and jump into basically just a man blitz. I do inside pass lead. He's got another defender over here, and basically I'm going to go back, chase that little route underneath. You can see the pressure coming in. The quarterback is almost hit right here, but he gets the outs. I actually did inside leverage with my guys, and he was able to go ahead and get a completion right there. So I did some of the pressure against him, and he was able to go ahead and do that, and he jumps into this particular play. So he's building off of that wheel route with in routes instead of slants with a levels concept over the top. And he's just keeping me guessing. He's blending his plays. He's doing, kind of what a professional team would do, is they're going to show one look and then give a different type of play setup. So got to hand him for that. So everything's underneath. Everything's on the flats. Everything's dragging across the middle of the field. He's not really hitting me over the top. So I try to go ahead and hit him with the blitz off the edge. And I'm just going to go ahead and hit this guy with underneath coverage, flat coverages, basically underneath coverages against this guy to make sure that he's not going to be able to get us checked down. So I think what I did is, I do hard flats in this? No, I got cloud flats out here. He's got a little check down, but he's got like a trailing check down. So he's got like 2 guys trailing. I had to go a little bit deeper. Right here, I check down. You can see right here I get a tackle, but it's a 6-yard gainer. So he's ahead of the chains with that. So I jump into cover 4. I wanted to switch up my matching principles, and actually goes ahead and hits me with a play. This is a play that he's quick snapping with. It's basically red zone scissors, where you got a deep post that kind of goes over the middle. You got a flat route, and then you've got this route which is kind of like an angle route by the running back. And because I did have cover 4 out there, I actually got the guy into a 3rd and 1. So he's getting in 3rd down situations, and you could see him coming back to red zone scissors and that type of situation. So he goes back to the tight formation, and I'm immediately thinking, okay, this guy's probably going to hit me with mesh. But I'm thinking, okay, but he's hitting everything in the flats, so this is where I go ahead and jump into hard flats out of cover 2. He hasn't shown that he can hit the gaps, and sure enough, he goes with the same play, but look what he does. So I'm playing in the middle of the field. I've got a guy out here for the flat. This post route was actually open for a touchdown because my responsibility is to plug up the middle 3rd, but he's looking to the sidelines, and he hits me with this red zone scissors play once again. He's able to go and pick us some good yards. Look at this move right here, this little twist right there. Get him to a 1st and goal situation with with basically a minute 13 on the clock. So now I'm down in the red zone, and he's playing single back deuce close, and I think this is where I went in and jumped into just a basic cover 2. I'm going to go with setting my flat zones, curl flats, and hook zones into 5 yardage. Basically, I want to go ahead and make sure these guys play the red zone line, making sure that if he's going to beat me, he's going to beat me in the back of the red zone. So he's going to have to beat me back here. He's going to have to beat me back in the middle of the red zone and not get anything underneath, because this guy really likes throwing things underneath, and he really doesn't stretch the ball vertically. So right here he actually goes and run the ball. I get a nice little block shed and tackle, keeping him just basically to a yard. Here's a play he's going to come back to a little bit later on the game. Actually, no, he's got inside whips. He's got a flat route. Once again, my defender comes out, knocks that ball out into a 3rd and 4 for the goal. I think what he does is he does basically a QB run in this type of situation. I'm QB contained because I don't want to let this guy get to the outside. He does a little auto motion. and the guy slides out. I've got a flat defender that's going to be out there. He goes with the QB contain. I'm able to go and shoot the gap with Edmonds and actually go ahead and get him into a goal line situation with 4th and 3. So he goes for it again. I'm going to go into cover 2 hard flats once again. So far he's been struggling with it, and he goes into tight flex right here. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into this particular defense once again. QB contain, make sure you can't scramble out. And to pick up my substitutions, you can see right here, he's got a flat guy covered out. He's got another flat guy. And my responsibility is to play the middle of the field. And actually, he throws right to my guys. He actually had 2 guys in one area. I'm able to go and pick them off down in the red zone. And instead of falling into the red zone, I actually fell down to the 1-yard line. It actually cost me 3 points because I had to go the distance of the field with no timeouts. So right here, the score is up. I'm up 14-7 going into the second half here. And I'm just going to stay with the Texas 4-man cover 9. I just like this defense. I like to use this defender right here, play him down in the box, so I've got a little bit more run support. But my responsibility is to play the middle of the field. He goes with a run right here, and that's one of the things about the Texas 4-man is that sometimes you'll get inside depth with that. So now he goes into gun trips, tight end. I think I jumped into cover 9 in this type of situation. He hasn't really ran with his quarterback. I'm going to go ahead and use this guy, and my responsibility is to deal with anybody that crosses over the middle of the field, because any kind of concept that goes like so or over the middle is going to get picked up by everything else. So I've just got to make sure I cover anything that goes to the outside. I actually got myself in a position. So this is my bad decision. I don't make a good read at all, and actually checks it down to the running back. That was my responsibility, and I went the wrong way. So that was just a complete blow up in my pass responsibility. Now here's a defense that I run anytime I see single back deuce close or any kind of deuce close. I always go into basically cover 3. Crossfire blitz out of the 34 odd, and what I do is I take these guys and actually put them man assignments. I'm going to hard flat down, and I'm going to use one of the safeties over the middle of the field. So we're going to go and jump into this. I'll show you the setup, and hopefully we'll get the player out when we set this up. Once again, it's crossfire 3. Set this up. Now, when players use this particular this setup, usually you're going to be doing bench. Those are going to be the plays they're going to be using, or they're going to be using some type of a cross play type stuff, where they're going to do that kind of stuff. You want to make sure that you take away the big plays with the tight with the plays. You'll see me going ahead and just locking up this defense. Like every time I run into deuce, this is a very easy defensive setup to set up. You can see right here, this is all bottled right up. And this guy's out of position, so I'm just going to go and trail it. This is bracketed. There's nowhere here for him to go with this particular play, and he doesn't really know where to go. He checks it down to this guy right here, and this gets picked up by my outside defender. So basically that play was just locked up right there. So that's the defense I run when I run into deuce close, whether it's going to be a shotgun play or not. Now he spreads me out. This guy was using a very, very diverse playbook, and he actually hits me with an inside zone. And he's got the numbers advantage with my offensive line right there, and he picks up a good chunk of change right there. He picks up 5 yards, so that's actually smart. He's stealing yards from me. Yeah, I show him a weak look. I don't shift my line off to get position. He goes ahead and actually goes ahead and hits me. You can see right here, I go ahead and motion my guys off, and once again, he's got this like stacked look right here with an empty set. So I'm assuming this guy is going to motion over, and that's going to put me in a bind. But I'm actually in cover 9. I don't necessarily mind this too much. So my responsibility is to pick up that guy that's going to be the outside. You can see me going ahead and fighting, doing that outside. He had this. I got myself out of position, but he started looking to this other side because I'm completely out of position with that, and I don't carry. And right here, he hits me with a little crossing routes. That's the challenge of those swing plays, is that you got to be conscious of those crossing routes. And if you play just flat up zone coverages, sometimes it doesn't really get picked up too well. So he did pick up another first down. This guy obviously knew what he was doing. He goes back to the inside zone. This smart gameplay, good decision making by him. He's forcing me. He's keeping the change short. He picked up an 8-yard gainer on an inside zone with a quick audible right there. So now I go ahead and hit him with, he goes into an I-form type situation. And I'm just going to go into cover 4 more than anything else. Out of the 61 defense. And I'm going to play this guy because if this guy goes deep, I've got matching principles. If he comes into a slant route, I've got a guy that's going to fall back into that zone. That means as a safety, you can play free, and I can shoot the gap if he chooses to run the ball because I won't get any kind of targeting. And you can see right here just as a nice little inside zone. And then we're going to tackle him for the 3rd and 1. So that probably should have been a 3rd and 3. Now he goes back to single back, dude's close. All right, so here's once again, I'm going to go and jump into this crossfire 3 zone. Man up my guys. Hard flats. And this is the perfect defense. This is really how I set this thing up. I want you to show you basically he jumped into a play where essentially it's a crossing route right here. I've got a guy that's matching up to this. He's got another post route that's going to get picked up. I have to cover this crossing route right here, but I've got a flat route that's actually supposed to pick this, a hard flat that's supposed to play this. And the hard flat is out here. He's supposed to come down and play this, but I don't get the animation I'm looking for. This guy should have jumped this route and picked it off. This should have been a pick 6, but I just didn't get the play art. And I think this guy's like a rating of of 68 overall, 67 overall. So that's probably what caused me the problems right there. So he got away with one. I had the right defense set up, but my guys don't play the hard flats correctly. So, but you got to make sure that you have things set up. So now I get a little bit, I get a little bit pissed off because I knew that was a situation where that play should have got deflected, should have got in a situation where basically I should have got an interception on it. So now I decided to go ahead and hit this guy with a really aggressive blitz, and he actually hits me with this, and I inadvertently click on the wrong guy. I click off of my one guy right here, and he actually hits me with a little screen play. I don't know what happened, why I switched out. I think I was going to try to do this. This guy's got this crazy spin move once again. He just stopped, stutter stepped, spin moved on me. Gets the ball down. He goes back to the same formation once again. I'm thinking, okay, this guy's going to come back to these motion plays. He's been chewing me up with his motions, and he's preoccupying me because I have to go after it. So right here, I'm looking for like a cover 2 type coverage. I don't find the exact coverage I'm looking for. I actually get stuck in a different defense. You can see I'm going at hard flats. And he actually sets me up on a pretty good play right here. I got a hard flat out here. This guy actually motions out. He's got a little stop route that's supposed to come out right here. And then he's got a little crossing route over the top that I don't pick up on. So let's just go ahead and watch this in action right now. I'm actually trying to go ahead and do this. He's got the stop route. This guy's wide open. So I come back to that play. I actually try to stop it. But he's got this crossing route that actually doesn't get picked up because this defender just slides out to that route, and I get myself completely out of position. He gets the ball down to the 2-yard line. So I'm going to go ahead and put this guy back in the situation. I'm going to jump back into the cover 2 coverages. Basically hard flats. I'm going to do 0 as my zone drops, and the reason I'm doing 0 is I want to make sure that I have these guys at the line of scrimmage, so they're not going to give anything underneath, and they're going to be able to attack the ball underneath. I think I go with the QB. I get myself out of the wrong defense. I check out of it. I take a timeout because I'm like, okay, this is not a good situation to be in. So basically, I'm looking for the right defense, and I choose to go back into the defense he had earlier, which is the cover 2 hard flats with the 0 drops. With that, he goes into the tight end type set right here. You can see everybody's down at the line of scrimmage, and he hits me with just an off-tackle run. He gets it down to the 1-yard line. I'm going to run the same defense once again. I'm going to kind of bunch up the line so he can get any leverage. Usually the guy over the middle of the field, but he quick snaps me without me out of position, so I'm not able to shoot the gap, and he actually just quick snaps with the run by the quarterback and actually gets the ball in the end zone. So that was a good smart play by him to get the ball in the end zone and actually go ahead and get a touchdown on that. Goes ahead and runs the same play again, I think. I'm going to go with the QB contain. I've got basically blitz off the edge right here, and I got to play the middle of the field, defend against anybody that's actually coming, any kind of routes over the middle of the field. He's got this little auto motion play that goes off. It's a underneath route. My user's right here, but I just get on the back side of this wide receiver. He's able to catch the ball in front of me and get himself up a 1-point conversion. So I don't know why he chose to do that so early with basically a minute left in the game, or with so much time left in the game. I was able to go up and score and get a 2-point conversion myself, but I burnt all of his time out. So now he's kind of behind the 8 ball. He's got to score a touchdown against me to go ahead and have a shot. He goes in empty bunch quads, and I'm just going to go ahead and run cover 4 drop. Now, here's the thing. I didn't adjust my defense. So you can see all these guys are actually playing down really, really low, down by the line of scrimmage. And I didn't realize that initially. I saw the play art, and I was still trying to make adjustments, and I got myself kind of in a weird situation. Fortunately for me, I get a knockout animation right here, so I'm taking some time off the clock. He's got to get into touchdown range, and he's not actually making good decisions. I'm going to say once again with cover 4 drop out of a dollar formation, and my play art once again is not correct. And I was actually trying to get my guys up so he can't scramble out in this type of situation, and you can see everybody's underneath. Right here, again, another play art knockout. So he goes, I think huddles in this type of situation. What I did is I think I had to adjust to try to get my guys outside of this underneath stuff. So he actually does a little screen play, and because I had hard flats out there, that guy actually came out and actually was playing it correctly. So now I go ahead and make an adjustment. I think I reset my play to get my play out more correct. So you can see all these guys are playing hard. Okay, now I actually get everybody dropping up instead of actually down low. And he's got the little swing route by the running back. He really doesn't have anywhere to go with it. And right here, he actually takes a shot. He actually redirects this guy and actually gets a reception. But take a look at the clock right now. He's actually at 21 seconds. He's at the 38-yard line. He's got to get a lot of yards. He's got to no huddle in this type of situation because he's not playing the sidelines against me. So I go ahead, once again, reset my defense, try to get everybody out a little bit more depth. He's got a little crossing route right here, and he runs with his quarterback, and he gets out of bounds with 6 seconds left at the 30-yard line. So he's got really pretty much one time play for one play. He's kind of in a bind. Goes ahead, sets up the defense once again. I'm just going to go and push everybody back off, play cover 4. This is just a sound defense to use against your opponent in these tight game plays. Just play cover 4, play the sticks. Just make sure that your opponent has to beat you over the top. Right here, he's got a corner route that he actually gets a breakdown. He actually misthrows the ball and misses his read. He actually did have the corner if he would have read that correctly, but for the most part, he just doesn't do it. So I'm able to go and get a victory against my opponent. He had a very unique offense with those motion swings, and it was very, very hard to stop. But I wanted to show you some of the adjustments I do and some of the things I like to do to kind of make things a little bit more difficult for people defensively down to the red zone, and then also how I like to shut out games when I've got a lead and I just need to get a stop against opponent after I've milked this timeout. So once again, guys, thanks for your support. I really appreciate it. Until next time.